Good morning. I'd like to begin this devotion by asking you this. How would you rate yourself in terms of helping others? Generally, many of us would like to think that we are quite helpful, but there is a human condition that causes people to think of themselves more than others. And it doesn't really help that we are now living in a very self-centered world that is, it's like every man, every woman for himself or herself. In fact, this human condition even existed during the time of Jesus. And Jesus told a story about this human condition to a lawyer. Let me read for you a parable found in the Gospel of Luke, chapter 10. A Jewish man was traveling from Jerusalem down to Jericho, and he was attacked by bandits. They stripped him of his clothes, beat him up, and left him half dead beside the road. By chance, a priest came along, but when he saw the man lying there, he crossed to the other side of the road and passed him by. A temple assistant walked over and looked at him lying there, but he also passed by on the other side. Then a despised Samaritan came along, and when he saw the man, he felt compassion for him. Going over to him, the Samaritan soothed his wounds with olive oil and wine and bandaged them. Then he put the man on his own donkey and took him to an inn, where he took care of him. The next day he handed the innkeeper 2 silver coins, telling him, "Take care of this man. If his bill runs higher than this, I'll pay you the next time I'm here." Now, which of these 3 would you say was a neighbor to the man who was attacked by bandits? Jesus asked. The lawyer replied, "The one who showed him mercy." Then Jesus said, "Yes, now go and do the same." For your info, Jesus was using this parable to show how we should be a neighbor to others. But in a way, it also reveals that people generally tend to be more self-centered, more thinking of themselves than thinking of others. Take, for example, the bandits. They were looking for someone to rob. They saw an opportunity to exploit somebody. It didn't really matter to them whether the person was half dead, so long as they could get whatever they wanted. Now, I don't believe, we go around beating people up and robbing them. But actually, we're not that much different when we choose to love things and use people instead. Or take, for example, the case of the priest and the temple assistant. They clearly could see that the man was seriously injured and that he needed help. But what did they do? Nothing. Why? Probably they were thinking more of themselves, than the man. You see, to them, the man was a nuisance, a trouble that they wanted to avoid. And it would have been very inconvenient and time-consuming had they stopped to help. Well, what about the innkeeper? Did he, was he helpful? Well, it would appear so. But you have to understand this. The innkeeper was paid to help. It wasn't voluntary. He was getting something in return for the help that he could render. In the story, the only one who went out of the way to help was the Samaritan. He saw it as an opportunity to help the injured person, the injured man, to help somebody in need. So I'd like to ask us, which one do we identify with? Which one do we see ourselves more inclined towards? Jesus' challenge to the lawyer was not to think of how others could be helping him, but rather how he could be helping others, to be a neighbor to others. And so let that also be our attitude and our approach, that we should always be looking out to help others, to be a neighbor to others, just like the Good Samaritan. And now may the Lord continue to watch over you and keep you. May He bless you as you bless others. And may you turn always to Him to be your help and your stay in your time of need. God bless you.